There are 5 key terms that I want to focus on, just key terms. I'm going to be working on some vocabulary because I am here to educate the audience because I want you to be your ultimate best in your own health. It's time to invest in your health. I think that's important. And the way we invest in our health is by understanding some of the things that are out there. And so the first thing I want you to understand is the key term patient-centered care. That's the first one. When I look at patient-centered care, I'm thinking of a way in which the provider respects and responds to the individual's preferences, needs, values, and that these patient values that they have guide all the clinical decisions. Now, let me preface something. You're listening to Cold Press Conversations with Dr. Jewel White Williams, a lover of numbers, lists, and a good glass of cold press juice, who is sharing episodes each week to help you explore the back end of healthcare and health sciences. Where a lot of that grit is done, we'll dive into topics covering research, education, and clinical practices, as well as guest shows with other leaders in the field. Pull up a seat and let's dive into these amazing and game-changing conversations. Welcome to this next episode of Cold Press Conversations. I am Dr. Jewel, and I welcome you to the medical and educational podcast that is focused on community health, making sure that you understand where your wellness is and how you can improve and even learn about other specialties. I am giving you the introduction of season 2. Yes, we are entering into season 2 of Cold Press Conversations. I am so thrilled that this is going to be an amazing season. We have a lineup like no other, not like anything else I can think of, because we're looking at the whole patient, a holistic approach to health and wellness. So it's kind of like an overarching theme that I have for this season because I'm looking at a comprehensive point of view of patient care, integrating various medical, dental, and wellness perspectives to address the whole person physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I think what's even more amazing about these episodes is that even though I'm looking at the whole patient, I think we're going to take it to even a higher level when you have an opportunity to really and truly look at our guests. So, what can you expect? So, each of the episodes are going to have an in-depth conversation with various experts in different fields, covering topics from dentistry, emergency medical services, mental health, integrative medicine, and spiritual care. The vetting of these incredible speakers that I have and have had for the interview are sound individuals who have an appreciation for the whole patient, the whole person. Starting with the educational side, bridging us from educational research to how it comes out to who you are as a patient. And that's what I appreciate about it. We go into an expertise of every guest so you can understand their background, how what they do applies to real world insights and your health, and how you can apply what they're doing into your own lives, or if you're a medical professional, into your own practice. My lineup, okay. All right, so instead of me holding tight to the lineup, and I even told my guests that I have no choice but to introduce who they are because I really and truly want y'all to get into this. All right, so let me give you the lineup. And this is just like a snippet of how I gathered information from their interview. And mind you, this is just a quick snippet. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a hint as to what's actually transpiring. So I have Dr. Michael Sonic. He's with dentistry and he focuses on patient wellness and not just straight patient wellness. Let me go a little bit deeper than that. He's about putting the patient first. He's also an author too. So he puts the patient first. I have Dr. Megan Corey. She is an emergency medical technician who is a paramedic, and she goes into the in-depth portion of education. Our conversation, let me tell you, was insightful because she helped me during my dissertation, and I learned so much about educating and how it looks from a medical services side. It's such a casual conversation. And you're going to appreciate the camaraderie that she and I have. Dr. Edward Feinberg, he is, I call him the future of dentistry. He takes dentistry to a whole nother level, y'all. He wants you to really understand dentistry, but the in-depth part of dentistry. And though I have two dentists, let me tell you, they focus on two different things, but the same thing. Same thing in that they want to meet the need of the patient. Dr. Frank Douglas is about innovations in medicine. He is an exceptional person. I took one of his courses. I'm still finishing it up, but he has a course that is outstanding. It helps you, if you're a healthcare provider, to know more about how to communicate when times get very, I guess, those difficult conversations that you may have, and yet they're crucial, but yet being mindful that you are a professional. So he kind of helps you with that process. And he does look at it from a diversity side. Dr. Roberto Mixco, he is a physician who focuses on integrative medicine approaches, and he's a neurologist, and he focuses on so much. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. I got to let you know, he's going to be talking about how to relate to a person who's had a stroke and how you can communicate them with them if they have limitations. He has a book as well. And I said, Dr. Douglas has, he also has his course and book. I mean, we have a lot of people who have written information so that you can take it home with you. I have Dr. Tom Ingeno. He is an acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. Let me tell you. Okay, I had a kinship with him because he's from Maryland. I'm from Maryland. And learning about the acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine and how he incorporates it to help people who want to look at different forms of medication to help them with their care. Exceptional. Exceptional. Isabella Thor. She focuses on mental health and wellness advocacy, and she is my unique gem out of all the people that I have. She got into the wellness profession in a very unique way. So I'm going to kind of leave that open. And the way she looks at mental health and wellness, outstanding. She is from Canada. The way that her practice works is done in a very unique fashion and will meet the needs of people and their wellness. Dr. Amy Duffy. Okay, all right, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have several gems in this. She focuses on women's health. I'm dear to that because I believe that we as women, we work extremely hard. We tend to kind of put some of our own things to the side, our health to the side, our own personal wellness to the side. But she bridges it so we bring ourselves back to the beginning of where we were, what we're trying to do, and to be our best selves. And she has such unique stories. And she's actually going to be in our lineup twice, but I'm going to move forward. I'll explain why. I have Dr. Whitney Prude. She is a pharmacist and she focuses on patient care. I'm elated that I actually have two pharmacists in this season. And the reason I liked what she does, and like I said, everyone has a gift, and her gift in pharmacy with through patient care is done from a whole different perspective. Where she took it from her own personal circumstances and then was able to apply some of the things that happened, unfortunately to her, but it became something that could help others in their process. I stated, I have an amazing lineup. I have Reverend Christine Davies. She has a master's in divinity and a master's in social work. She focuses on spiritual care and resiliency from a hospital setting. You heard, we have hospital chaplains, and many of us are like, what do they do? We're going to learn. We're going to learn a lot about them. Then we go to the brain, the mind. I have Dr. Candace Holmes. She's in chiropractic care and holistic health, dealing with biofeedback. I'm telling you, the energy that I got from my guests, I hope you feel that energy as we move forward. Her biofeedback, and the reason why she went into it is because of personal reasons as well. Dr. Kathy Campbell, she has a doctorate in pharmaceuticals and pharmacy, and she talks about the role of being a pharmacist in patient care. And so I'm just giving you a snippet, and I'm just letting you know that this is coming up. And then, as I told you, Dr. Duffy would be coming up, but I also will have her daughter with us in our final episode. I mean, this is not just a final episode. It's like the episode that you guys are going to be like, oh my goodness. Go ahead and get a sheet of paper and a box of tissues, because the love that is within the mother-daughter relationship, which I am dear to as well, she really takes it from a family-centered and healthcare point of view, and same with Maddie, but it's Magdigan Duffy. That is what my lineup is. I am elated to have it. I will give some episodes in between just to kind of give you a heads up as to how you can participate within this. And throughout this season, I do plan to have an official opening where you can actually learn more about these guests outside of the interviews. Before I move on, I am focusing on patient literacy and health literacy a little bit more this year, this season, I guess you would say. There are 5 key terms that I kind of want to focus on, just key terms. I'm not getting into the other terms, but I'm going to be working on some vocabulary, because I am here to educate the audience, because I want you to be your ultimate best in your own health. It's time to invest in your health. I think that's important. And the way we invest in our health is by understanding some of the things that are out there. And so the first thing I want you to understand is the key term, patient-centered care. That's the first one. When I look at patient-centered care, I'm thinking of a way in which the provider respects and responds to the individual's preferences, needs, values, and that these patient values that they have guide all the clinical decisions. Now, let me preface something. We have to listen to the patient. But because they know exactly what's going on, they can tell you, because we're not in their body. However, they, as physicians, those who are in practice, look at the conventional point of view first from research to do their best to help you gain a better quality of life. So when I say that the individual's patient's preference, needs, and values, they take that in consideration. It matters because knowing this term, it allows you to understand the importance of involving who you are, your own care, so you can have a better outcome and a more satisfying healthcare experience. The next term that I would like to use for you is preventive care. preventive care. It is when we focus on disease prevention, health maintenance, such as regular checkups, screenings, immunizations. And it matters because preventive care is a proactive step to maintain health and can prevent more serious conditions from developing. Holistic care is my third. It's when we take an approach that considers the whole person, mind, body, spirit, including the emotions, for optimal health and wellness. And it matters because holistic care helps the listener appreciate the interconnectedness and the aspects of health and how there are different treatments and approaches that can promote overall well-being. As you know, I said we have conventional medicine, functional medicine, and integrative medicine. Maybe those could be some of the keywords later. Resiliency. It's the ability to recover quickly from an illness, change, or misfortune, so that you can adapt and thrive despite the changes. It's like a concept. It matters because I'm looking at the concept of both the physical and mental health, making sure that you appreciate the importance of building a trait that you can have by managing your well-being. I saved this last one intentionally because I believe in this one a lot. It's called the interdisciplinary team. I really, really, really want you to understand the interdisciplinary team. And I say that because, and I plan to give more education on this, but it's when you have a group of healthcare professionals. We talk about doctors, pharmacists, therapists, nurses. We can have a whole group. We can also have community members or people who are on a community team, and they work together to give you comprehensive care. And the interdisciplinary team can be from your physician's office, or it can be from a hospital setting. And it matters because when you have an opportunity to have people who are in a group listening to you, they can grasp everything, look at all of the pieces that they have, and find out what is the best way that they can enhance the quality of your care and address all these multifaceted needs that you have as a patient. So those are the 5 key terms that I'm giving you today as I start off season 2. And I really and truly believe that as we go through this and we develop our vocabulary, it's going to help us in the long run. Now, as you listen, I just have a couple suggestions just for you as you listen. I just encourage that you, when you listen, that you start to jot down some of these terms that I give you. I want you to reflect on some of the things that I give to you. I want you to find ways that you can implement and apply this into your personal health journey. Because throughout this entire season, I want you to be able to refer back to some keywords that I give to you. As you listen to the different episodes, you're going to hear that I ask about various words. I want you to develop an understanding of how these concepts and these particular things that they discuss can be applied to you. I told you I'm a teacher by trade, so I have to give you a mini lesson. Yeah, I got to give a little mini lesson. It's just who I am. So my mini lesson is the following. I have an objective for you. I want to encourage active participation by looking at a mini task that can prepare you for this season. And this mini task is for you to reflect on what you feel. This is your first assignment. I want you to reflect on what you feel is holistic health. What does it mean? All right. What does it mean to you? I want you to write down 3 areas of your own health or well-being that you'd like to improve. And then I encourage you to share your thoughts on social media with the hashtag Whole Patient Wellness, which I can continue to monitor. And then also use the hashtag Cold Pressed, PRESSED, conversations as we progress through these episodes. Now I'm going to repeat it again. I have a mini assignment that I want you to start off with saying, I want you to write down 3 areas of your own health or well-being that you'd like to improve. And then I want you to share your thoughts on social media with me, just telling me exactly what it is that you would like to monitor for yourself over this course of this season. Hashtag me at Whole Patient Wellness, as well as hashtag Cold Pressed Conversations, and I will continue to monitor it. So I know that I mentioned that I had those following episodes that will be coming out next week. I will be coming out with the first step, an overview of the whole patient collectively, all right, and how we can look at yourself. But this was just a brief cap with a little insight to give you a little insight as to what's happening. And then I'll be sharing some more of these incredible guests that we have as a lineup for the season. I'll be dropping some subtle clues here and there, some achievements, just to build a little anticipation. But my goal is for this season that you gain an understanding. I want you to gain an understanding of your own health. So this is, of course, about the whole patient, a holistic approach to health and wellness. We do have amazing guests that we do have in our lineup. I did focus on 5 key terms, and I'll repeat them again. Patient-centered care, preventive care, resiliency, holistic care, and interdisciplinary team. And then I did give you a little assignment. This podcast is going to be a little bit different. It's coming. I told you, I'm a little educator. I have to teach. I know people say you shouldn't be teaching. But you know what? People love to learn. They just don't know where to get it from. So my goal is to teach a little. But I'm telling you, if you want the real nuggets, I got some other stuff for you. I just want to say thank you so much for just even joining me on Cold Press Conversations today. As I stated, for my episodes, when I speak, it is between 15 to 30 minutes at the most. I usually stick around the 20 minute mark because I want to value your time, and I know your time is valuable. But I also believe that it's time to invest in our health and wellness. This is Dr. Jewel leaving you with just one quick thought. Remember that you matter, that you are your own advocate. So when it comes to your health and wellness, I want you to be right there to your health and to your cognitive happiness, because there's nothing like being a happy camper and having a control or at least an idea about what it is about your own health. Y'all take care. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cold Press Conversations. If you love this episode as much as I did, I need you to head on over and subscribe so you never miss an episode. This is Dr. Jewel signing off to health and cognitive happiness.